Page 55, Magic Carpet Ride. On page 54, they are discussing a contraption called an arpeggio. An arpeggio is simply a broken chord, usually expanding more than one octave. And they give a number of examples. Now, I have arpeggio video files up. I don't know if they're all up as when I'm recording this yet, but someday they'll all be up. If you're playing it here, then it's time you went to the scale video and the arpeggio videos that I put up and cover those. Do the intermediate part on the arpeggios, the 2 octaves up and down thing. Simply put, if you take a triad, let's go back to C major, and you play the notes one at a time. It's fine. Now I can double the C on top and get an extended one here. Now I want to go more than 1 octave, so I'm going to go up here. An arpeggio. Certain fingerings for them, and I recommend you learn the fingerings. Let's just stick with Magic Carpet Ride. This is a D minor. The thing is in D minor. And this arpeggio, the first couple measures, is a D minor arpeggio. Fingering's the same for any arpeggio that uses the white keys. Now what it is, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. The D minor triad, an extended position, except we're not using the little finger until we get to the top. The little finger is a turning around finger. That's all it's for. Otherwise it's not used. So it's here. The trick is to play it legato and play it even, and the hard part is between here and here, because this is a stretch. I talk about tremolo exercises in the arpeggio files, and those are really kind of important because they'll help you train the muscle memory to get this, so that you get that feeling. You just have to be careful not to get tensed up. Your muscles got to stay loose, so you might have to shake your hand around a little bit. Shake it, whatever. And eventually you'll get it, and when you get the notes, then you can sort of put it in rhythm. This is 6/8 time, where you go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Just go really, really slow. 2, 3, 4. Do it in both hands. Look at the second line. Left hand is here, and the fingering is here. It's 5, 4, 2, and that's the fingering you need to use. The little finger, again, is only a turning around finger. Otherwise, it's not used. The thumb plays that note. So, first measure, the second line, left hand is here. Forget the rhythm, just the notes. Here, and here. Here. So this is the tricky part. You got to get that part. Eventually, forget the piece, you do them together. And that's what this piece is all about. They're showing pedal. I would recommend you play it without pedal, although I'll go ahead and add the pedal since they did. But when you're learning it, as with any piece, always leave the pedal out. Learn the piece right first so you can hear all the notes. Then you can go back and add the pedal. It's really about all we have to discuss here. You have a first and second ending on the second line, but look at the first ending. There's no repeats on. And they put a note up there to next string. They don't need the note because you don't have a choice. When there's no repeat sign, you skip any other endings that are there and go on. That's just the way it is. So when we finish first ending, you go down and to the next line, and you go on to down to the bottom D C F fine, and it takes you back to the top, and then you can go down and do second ending. So I'll give you an idea what it sounds like, but I'm going to leave out the pedal because you can hear the notes better without the pedal. It doesn't have much of a melody to it. We'll assume that the arpeggio part is melody wherever it's at. So the dynamic given is going to apply to that. At the beginning it's soft, so keep this chord very soft, so it's here. We want to hear the arpeggio. So at the beginning it's just, and put a little natural accent at the beginning of each of these group of threes. We don't need them to sound like triplets, just sound like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2. Now look at the first inning. You're here and here. That chord, left hand, and then going on to the next line. This is an F major arpeggio. So at the beginning of this, it's going to be soft, and you're going to have to focus on the right hand. And then in the third measure, you're going to gradually start increasing up to a medium loud, whatever that is. So the first line. Watch the first ending. They're here prior to the first ending, the measure before, and then the rest. We want to hear the rest. So it's the second line is this way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Rest, 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 rest. And then you decrescendo there right before the first ending, back to soft. So we're soft when we go to the next line. So the second line is here. Down, now. Now watch the left hand at the bottom. You're here, and then the two rest, 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 and then the left hand is just an eighth note. But at the end, the left hand's not a quarter note. And you're soft here, and then you go back to the... louder. And then the left hand at the end goes over and plays the D at the end, so you're holding both notes down, and when the fermata is over, when you get tired of listening to them or whatever, the hands come up, and if you're using pedal, the pedal comes up with the hands there. And that's this piece. As far as how fast it goes, that's up to you. It's allegro moderato, but you're counting eighth notes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So however fast. You go slow. Go really, really, really slow, and make sure you can do these arpeggios rhythmically accurate, and all the notes are there, and eventually you want to get where you don't have to look at the keyboard. You'll feel your way around on these arpeggios.